Author Roger Vaughn spent nearly 2 years researching and writing The Strenuous Life of Harry Anderson, the biography of a former Commodore of the New York Yacht Club and arguably the most influential presence on the international sailing scene for the past 50 years. Roger recently caught up with Commodore Anderson at Mystic Seaport near Harry's home in Mystic, Connecticut. It was great fun for the author and his spry 93-year-old subject to wander aboard Mystic Seaport's sail training ship, the Joseph Conrad, and reimagine some of the early history of American seafaring. Harry learned to sail as a young boy at the Adirondack, Florida school. By the time he was 20, he had sailed his first Bermuda race, traveled the coast of Labrador on a scientific expedition, and raced 12-meter sloops on Long Island Sound. Roger also sailed competitively his whole life, was editor of the acclaimed Yacht magazine, and has written extensively on the sport. After their tour, the two sailing enthusiasts walked back along the waterfront and sat down in the Olin Stevens reading room to reminisce about their recently published book.
Well, Harry, this is it.
Oh my God.
We did it. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it took almost 2 years, and
some traveling.
quite a bit of traveling. Yeah, we went to all of your haunts.
Do you usually travel that much with your subject?
Yeah, I like to because I like to see the person in his element. And I think it all started when after the first 25 minutes that we ever met, you handed me the key to your apartment and said,
Right.
"I'm not going to be here next week. Why don't you come up and here are all the files?" And that was daunting, I think.
Harry and Roger would talk for over an hour that day, expanding on many of the stories in the book and exploring the current state of sailing. It was a remarkable discussion, resulting in a treasured documentary of insight and history from two of the sport's most respected observers. The Strenuous Life of Harry Anderson is available in a beautiful 336-page, hardbound print edition, and as an enhanced iBook for iPad, complete with 7 embedded video segments of the best moments from Harry's and Roger's recent conversation. Vintage film of 18-year-old Harry learning to sail on Biscayne Bay, in small sloops and on the schooner Winslow. And a special documentary of a day with Harry, filmed shortly after his 93rd birthday at his farm Boulassy and aboard his lobster boat in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Learn more about the book, purchase a copy, and follow Harry's blogs by clicking the various menu tabs below.
It actually says in the book, it talks about how you were, from the beginning, a really big note taker. You always wrote things down. In the book, I called you the first blogger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, there's millions of people have blogs now, but you did it with pencil and paper or typewriter and mimeograph machine and envelopes and stamps. And I think if it wasn't for the voluminous amounts of memos and stories and pieces that you'd written, we wouldn't have this book.